Group 23. Group number 23.
When selecting the area for vegetable production, consider the important factors. Ensure available and nearby source of water. Check the soil quality like texture. Is it clay, loamy, or sandy, which will help you decide the management interventions later on. Good light exposure aids in optimum photosynthesis, essential for the plant's growth, and also minimizes presence of insect pests and diseases. Consider the site history on presence of insect pests and diseases to know the suitable crop to grow. Clear the area of weeds or crop residues before cultivating the soil. You can collect the plant debris and use it in composting. Do initial visual assessment of the soil, checking the color and texture. If available, it is good to collect soil sample and send for soil testing to check the nutrient status and pH of the soil. Use a hoe to cultivate the soil. If available, you can use the animal-drawn plow or small cultivating machine to prepare the soil. Break the big soil aggregates to ease the raising of the beds later on.
Proper planting is important in the avocado growing process because it is the initial process of orchard establishment. If you plant the right seedlings and plant them the right way, then you have a guarantee of a productive orchard in future. And if you do not plant the right way, then you have already compromised the future productivity and yields for that orchard.
Decided to take a grafting of avocado, and here this is our compost manure and some seeds of avocado, and this is a polythene bag where we'll put our seedlings for them to germinate. Then after which we'll start our grafting process.
There are a number of factors that one should consider before making a decision to plant. The first one is the type of soil that you have. This has avocados in particular like well-drained soils. So soils that have characteristics of high water retention may not do well with avocados. And number two, it is the seedling quality. You may have a good or favorable soil but have a seedling that is not of good quality. So good quality seedlings are also a key important factor to consider. Number three is the access to water. The avocados like adequate amounts of water through irrigation for optimum production. So a decision to plant on where to plant should also be based on whether there is water available for access to the plants. Number four, it is the spacing, and what determines the spacing that you want to adopt is number one, whether you intend to intercrop it with any other crop, or if you are going to use machinery in future to carry out some of the farm operations. Out for avocado seedlings, some of the things a farmer can look out for is one, the size of the potting bag. Ideally, the best size is the bigger sizes because that ensures that the tree has enough soil for proper root development. Number two is the size of the seedling itself. ideally from 2 to 3 feet of seedling. The bigger the seedling at planting, the better, although care to be taken not to plant overgrown seedlings, and this means that that seedling is properly hardened off at the planting stage. The challenge presented by overgrown seedlings is that there is a possibility of a J-root. The J-root condition at the nursery is where a taproot of an avocado seedling overgrows and touches the base of the potting bag, forcing the root to bend upwards. If that seedling is planted that way, it may not survive at the field level. Number 2, even for seedlings that do not have the J-root incidences, because of how big they have become, they experience a big shock at transplanting, and therefore their success rate is very low. As a guide, we take any avocado seedling above 3 feet to be overgrown. Additionally, another characteristic a farmer can look out for when purchasing quality seedlings is the color and type of the leaves. For a properly hardened off seedling, you are expecting a dark green, glossy leaves and not those young, fleshy leaves. Before purchasing avocado seedlings, make sure that the grafting tape was removed at the nursery. This is important to ensure that the grafting union is completely healed, as well as to avoid incidences where the tree eventually dies because of too much squeezing by the tape. The best avocado seedlings are usually between 9 to 12 months at planting. A seedling like this, for example, it's about 5 months from sowing. You can see it's still very young with very small fleshy leaves, and it still has its grafting tape on. So we have to wait for the tree to get big and then eventually remove the grafting tape. A seedling like this one is about 6 months old. As much as the grafting tape has now been removed, this tree is still very young. If you transplanted this seedling, it may not take up very well at the field level. A seedling like this one is about 10 months old from the time of sowing. It's about 3 feet from the bottommost part of the potting bag to the apex of that tree. You can see it has big, dark green, glossy leaves, and the tree generally looks healthy. You want to avoid planting any avocado seedling that has young, fleshy leaves like these ones, because they will not be able to withstand the effects of direct sunlight at the field level. It is generally difficult to tell the cultivar of an avocado seedling at the nursery level, and therefore the best way is if a farmer fully understands their mother bushes where the budwood was harvested from.
As an avocado farmer with 40 trees that are already producing, top working is the easiest way to convert them into husk. We had pruned this tree about 2 months ago, and we've allowed these shoots to come up, and we measure 9 inches from where it's growing to the point where we are going to do the top working. So 9 inches from here. Then once we've cut that, select the size that is going together with this, because we have to match the sizes. slot this scion in. As you can see, the sizes are matching very well. You can see this thickness and this are the same. Okay, that's our aim, because you want this the union to be as easy as possible. So after this, we are just going to use grafting tape to put the two parts together. That is mainly to do, of course, to restrain and put them together. And at the same time, as you can see, this material is polythene. Therefore, any surface water will not find its way into the graft unit. We have what we call a grafting tube, which we now will insert onto the grafted part. So we use that clear polythene tube. It's going to create conditions, the greenhouse effect, because ideally you want to promote the growth of this within, we want to create the right conditions for the birds to come. In the nursery, as you know, we have a shed on top of the plants, but here in the open, we need just to give it the best conditions possible. This one is just a cushion against excessive sun. As you can see from what we did previously, this is about 2 weeks old. When you see the buds are touching the sides of the polythene tube, it shows that now you have to remove the tube to allow now the buds to continue growing normally.
Already done the grafting, and we are removing the weeds so that we allow them to germinate and bring fruits. As you can see, we have already grafted the avocado and they have germinated significantly. They are going to produce a lot of fruits. So this is where, as you can see, they have already been grafted, and as a group we are very organized, and we have organized our area. It is well presented, and we are looking forward to great production from here. Set it up in such a way that there is a fence, and the main purpose of the fence is for security purposes, whereby the cows around feed on the plants such as the mango tree and the avocado tree. Therefore, when we set up this place with security like this, the cows and the goats will not be in a position of feeding the leaves of the growing avocado or the growing mango. Thank you very much. you can see, it is surrounded with the fence.